Under the scorching sun of the Sahara, the endless sandy plain conceals its secrets like mysterious veils of the past. Not long ago, something astonishing was discovered among these lifeless dunes, a tank that seemed to have vanished into oblivion during World War II. This discovery has drawn the attention of researchers from all over the world to the Sahara, as it promises to change our understanding of military history. The tank, peeking out from the sand, at first did not attract attention with its appearance. A typical heap of metal engulfed by time and sand. However, step by step, as they freed it from its years-long captivity, the researchers began to notice details that set this machine apart from the usual array of war relics. The very design of the tank was strikingly unusual. Every element of its hull, weathered and rusted, pointed to advanced developments of its time. Inside, there were even more mysteries, from metal clearly uncharacteristic of the 1940s to complex instruments that military engineers of that era could not have even dreamed of. The most astonishing discovery was the presence of the crew's diaries, neatly stored inside a metal box. Years had passed, yet the entries, as if they had traveled through time, remained untouched. These diaries, written by the hands of those who operated the tank, became the key to unraveling the incredible story of the machine and its crew. Each page opens a window into the past, promising to reveal the goals and fate of those who were on board. But this is only the beginning. A careful study of the machine continues to amaze the imagination. From the inside, the tank looked as if its creators had anticipated the future, leaving behind a legacy of engineering mastery for their descendants. Instead of the usual instrument panels and mechanical levers expected in designs of that era, astonishing technologies were discovered beneath a layer of dust. On the central panel, there is a device resembling modern computers, with a screen and buttons that clearly go beyond the technologies of the 1940s. This immediately raises the question, how is this possible? The main mechanisms of the machine are also unusual. Inside the engine compartment, researchers discovered components that could be part of modern hybrid systems. Looking at them, it's hard to believe that this was created more than 80 years ago. Among the findings were also wires and components made from materials that have only recently begun to be used in military technology. But the most sensational discovery is the navigation system. It is not just comparable, but in some aspects even surpasses today's technologies. A complex network of sensors and analyzers capable of navigating in space resembles control systems that only began to be developed a few decades ago. These discoveries prompt us to consider that this tank was truly ahead of its time. But what brilliant minds were behind this development? Reflecting on those who operated this technological marvel, it becomes clear that we are dealing with more than just a combat vehicle. A time machine or the product of extraterrestrial intervention, each theory is worthy of discussion. But we must not forget that this is only the tip of the iceberg. On the horizon, the fog of the mysterious mission carried out by this crew still looms. Ahead, researchers will encounter not only the secrets of technology, but also the stories of people who left behind their diaries and traces in this lost century. Each page of the diary found inside the tank is like a doorway to the past, telling us who these people were and what they went through. The yellowed pages, aged by time, are densely covered with handwritten notes left by the crew members. The earliest entries are dated to the beginning of World War II and immerse us in the lives of the crew, their daily concerns, and their thoughts. We see descriptions of the trials they faced, from food shortages to endless sandstorms. From the diaries, we learn about an engineer named Thomas, a man who seemed to be responsible for the tank's maintenance. His entries are filled with technical details and hints about unusual modifications that gave the tank such incredible capabilities. Captain Hughes is also mentioned, who kept records of the mission, pointing to a special objective. An objective that remains a mystery to this day due to the vagueness and confusion in his descriptions. Especially memorable is the diary of the mechanic Jim, who vividly described the emotions and atmosphere inside the vehicle. Thanks to his notes, we can feel the tension and fear when the tank got stuck in the sands, as well as the decisions the crew made to survive. Suddenly, the real emotions of the people come alive on the pages, adding a human dimension to this technological marvel. Interestingly, in the last entries, Thomas expresses concern about malfunctions that seemed inexplicable. These mentions highlight the mysteriousness of the situation. What could have caused these anomalies? Could it be related to the tank's unique technology? Each diary found is a step closer to uncovering an incredible story, a mystery hidden in the sands. Emotions and fears, decisions and doubts, all of this makes the crew more than just a part of the machine. Their story is not just a page of history, but a living fabric of human destinies woven together with the unknown. The next discoveries could shed light on the personal motives of everyone who sat behind the wheel of this mysterious machine. Each new discovery in the diaries seemed to bring us closer to understanding the true purpose of this unusual tank. The discovery of Captain Hughes's records shed light on the objectives of their mission. It was clear that the crew was not simply carrying out a standard assignment. His records mentioned a certain secret mission, emphasizing the importance of reaching a destination that was far beyond their current location. Hughes described the difficulties associated with obtaining navigational data and keeping their mission secret from the enemy. In addition, the diaries indicated that the crew's route largely depended on following strict instructions. However, as they moved through the deserts, the conditions became increasingly extreme. Their food supplies were running low, and sandstorms made their journey unbearable. One day, according to the captain, they deviated from their route due to a mechanical failure, which made their situation even more difficult. However, events took a new turn when the records made it clear that the crew understood the importance of their mission for military strategies, even though they were completely isolated in the desert. One day, they received a radio message containing a cipher that remains undeciphered to this day. This detail confirmed that their mission might have had far-reaching consequences, going beyond a simple combat operation. In confusion, they tried to re-establish contact, but without success. Out of reach and with no hope for support, they had to rely on their technical skills and determination to survive and complete the task. The mystery of the tank's purpose is shrouded in uncertainty, and their desperate efforts leave behind more questions than answers. Ahead, there were still hidden discoveries waiting for their time deep within the enigmatic machine. As the research team continued to delve deeper into the tank's construction, they encountered a series of incredible and unpredictable discoveries that challenged everything they knew about World War II engineering. The first thing that struck them was the unusual materials from which some of the components were made. They were lighter, yet incredibly strong, which suggested that the engineers had used unique composites that simply did not exist at that time. The engine cooling system drew particular attention. Instead of the traditional water-based system, a complex network of pipes made from lightweight metal was used, resembling modern air cooling systems. This ensured reliable engine operation even in the extreme heat of the desert, which in itself was a true engineering feat. However, the most intriguing discovery was the stabilization mechanisms. They were integrated into the tank's suspension, giving it incredible maneuverability and stability on rough terrain. Modern technologies of rotor self-centering and shock absorbers, which are used in today's off-road vehicles and military equipment, seemed strikingly similar to the systems found in this tank. The discovery of these technologies in a machine from the 1940s was both puzzling and awe-inspiring. These mechanisms gave the tank incredible advantages, making it unbeatable on the battlefield. Every element of the machine testified to an advanced approach to military technology that was ahead of its time. But the most intriguing part was yet to come. How could such technologies have been developed and implemented during such difficult times? The researchers were determined to uncover all the secrets hidden within this mysterious machine. Modern military developments often build upon discoveries from the past, and the tank that was found confirms this concept. Inside the machine, devices were discovered that were more than half a century ahead of their time. Researchers noticed complex systems reminiscent of those that have only begun to be developed in recent decades. Studying them could provide unique insights that are relevant even for modern engineers. One of the key aspects turned out to be a defense mechanism that used the principles of active protection. Modern tanks have only recently begun to use similar technologies, but in this machine they were already present in their early form, giving it an advantage on the battlefield. A technology capable of detecting and neutralizing approaching threats was considered science fiction in the 40s. However, here it was implemented from the very beginning. In addition, the tank's propulsion system included components that can now be found in hybrid engines. The use of electrical elements to increase performance and reduce fuel consumption was also an incredible breakthrough for that time. Such technologies now influence the development not only of military equipment but also of civilian technology, including cars and aviation. The tank's navigation system deserves special attention. The use of sensors and analytical algorithms integrated with mapping data anticipates modern navigation approaches used in the most advanced systems today. This confirms that the brilliant minds who worked on the tank definitely created a technology of the future. These discoveries show that even in times of war, the drive for progress continues. Such technologies could have significantly changed the course of history if they had been known earlier. However, now, decades later, they can become the foundation for new achievements in engineering and military technology. The tank found in the Sahara turned out to be not only a witness to the past, but also a harbinger of future possibilities yet to be revealed. The scientific and historical significance of this discovery cannot be overstated. The tank found in the Sahara, like a bridge between the past and the future, has become a true sensation in the world of military history and engineering. For historians, it is a unique artifact that offers a new perspective on the development of military technology during World War II. Researchers have already begun analyzing and comparing the discovered technologies with those known at the time and have concluded that many of them were decades ahead of their era. Even today, engineers are using information obtained from studying the tank to analyze and optimize modern developments. The use of lightweight and durable materials in the tank's design contributes to the development of new composites that can significantly improve the strength and resilience of modern vehicles. The conclusions drawn from the analysis of the cooling and stabilization systems have also been applied in creating more efficient and reliable systems for various types of equipment. The crew's diaries not only shed light on their personal stories, but also helped to understand how they were able to operate this complex machine in desert conditions. These records are becoming a valuable resource for military academies, where future officers study strategies and techniques for operating transport and combat vehicles in extreme conditions. Moreover, the discovery has prompted the scientific community to reconsider many questions about existing technologies and the ways they are applied in the modern world. The capabilities demonstrated by this machine open up new horizons for research and development. It is important to understand that this discovery is not only a part of war history, but also a foundation for the creation of new technologies and methods. Thus, the tank discovered in the Sahara not only unraveled many mysteries of the past, but also became a catalyst for future technological breakthroughs that could change our understanding of the possibilities of engineering and military strategy. However, the tank found in the Sahara is not just an artifact of the past. Its discovery has served as a spark for future research. This machine, like a time capsule, delivered technologies from the future into the past, forcing modern engineers and scientists to reconsider their ideas about the capabilities of the last century. Engineering teams around the world have already begun studying the discovered technologies, striving to integrate them into modern developments. The unique navigation system found in the tank became a catalyst for the creation of more precise and reliable navigation systems capable of operating in extreme conditions. This discovery inspired new approaches in cartography and orientation, which today can be used not only in the military sector but also in commercial applications. In addition, the lightweight and durable materials discovered in the tank's construction led to the development of new composites that could transform the face of modern automotive and aviation industries. Composite materials capable of withstanding high loads provide greater resilience and efficiency for vehicles. These advancements make machines more maneuverable and durable, which in turn affects their operational performance. The scientific community has already begun to use this information to improve the design principles of military equipment. The active protection principles found in the tank can be refined and adapted for modern needs, ensuring safety and survivability in combat conditions. These developments could revolutionize approaches to the defense and protection of military assets in the future. In conclusion, the discovered tank not only solved many historical mysteries but also opened new doors for research and development. Researchers look to the future with hope that such technologies will help create a safer and more efficient world. The machine, hidden in the sands for so many years, has become not only a witness to the past, but also a beacon pointing the way to new technological progress.